Hello everyone. Welcome to Study Online and welcome to a Python class. Today we will discuss the next upcoming session, that is the next topic under operators. Okay. What is the session number? It's session number 4. Okay. Observe properly. Let me just do one thing. Let me just highlight this. Operators, session number 4. Already 3 sessions got completed when it comes to operators. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I would like to share you the screen. Let me just minimize the window. Okay, I would like to open the notes Python. Okay, let me just open the operators. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll just create a new text file. With the name of the text file happens to be, I'll just copy this. I'll just rename this as what? Session number 4. Okay, let me just quickly open that. Okay, please do let me know what I have thought in the operator session number 3. Don't you think I have thought a couple of topics? Correct, right? Okay, sir, which are those topics, sir? You only tell me which are those topics that I have thought. Please do respond. What are the topics that I have thought when it comes to operator session number 3? Think and answer. What are the topics that I have thought? What happened for that? Operator session 3, I think I have not saved that. Okay, now the data will be saved. See here, session 3. I think in session number 3, I have started with logical operator and I have completely explained AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, how the things will work for Boolean data and for non-Boolean data. Hope that you have written the notes properly. Next, I have taken bitwise operator. Under that bitwise operator, I have taught you the bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise XOR, and bitwise complement operator, and how internally the calculation will happen and how we'll be getting the output on the console. Guys, these things directly they'll be asking the technical MCQs. At that point of time, we should not be writing the answer based upon some imaginations and all. No, the calculations I have explained you how the calculation will happen internally. Based upon that calculation, please try to tell the answer. Next, bitwise complement operator is very important. That means if it is a positive number, what will happen? If it is a negative number, what will happen? In the MSB, if 1 is there, how it will consider the data. In the MSB, if the 0 is there, how it will consider the data. All those things you have seen clearly. Next, let me just do one thing. Let me just close this session number 3. I would like to open the session number 4. Okay, observe properly. When it comes to session number 4, it is pretty simple. I have to teach you the shift operator, that is the 6th one. When it comes to shift operator in Python, there are 2 variations. Sir, which are those, sir? Bitwise left shift operator, right shift operator. Is that fine? Let me just do one thing. Let me just take the example number 1.py. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy the heading. Okay. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. Okay. In this Sublime Text, let me just close all the tabs, whatever that is been opened. Okay. I would like to consider a new folder. The folder name happens to be shift operator. Under the shift operator, let me just consider example number 1.py. Okay, observe properly. It's a pretty simple example. I'll just do one thing. I'll just tell what is the answer for this one. Think and answer. What is the answer for this one, or what might be the answer? Okay. Similarly, what might be the answer for this one? Just give me a minute. I'm gonna save as. Okay. Example number 2.py. Okay. Shift operator. This one I'm gonna delete this. I don't want it. Okay. So what you will take, sir? If it is a right shift operator, same data I will take. See here, 10 right shift 2, what will be the output? 10 left shift 2, what will be the output? I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. Let me just go back to the whiteboard. In this whiteboard, I'll just paste it. That means if it is 10 less than, that means left shift operator, what will be the output? We will just see that. Similarly, if I consider print, that's only 2 examples is what I'll just consider. You have to understand in the 2 example itself. See here, right shift operator. How these things will be considered if assignment is pretty simple. Observe properly. Please tell me how 10 will be represented. I want you to tell the answer. How 10 will be represented? Assume this is the data, guys. See here, this is what the data. Fine. I'll just consider this what the data. 4 bits will be there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me just consider here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 bits are there. Now tell me how the data would be stored. Assume that if the number is 10, left shift to 2, then display the output on the console. If it is 10, don't you think this 10 would be stored in this manner? Sir, in which manner, sir? Like this here, 1, 0. That means 8 plus 2 is 10. Like this it will be stored. Will you agree with my point? 1, 0, 1, 0. Now tell me, totally there are 32 bits. If you just consider there are 32 bits, like this. See here, maybe many bits will be there. Many of the bits will be there. Like this here, I can just tell dash, 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 all those things I can just consider. Okay, here I'll just tell dash, 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 dash. So that means many of the bits will be there. Here, what are the remaining bits, sir? That means how the data would be occupied, sir. The data would be occupied with 0 itself, because there is no meaning for that. Right? Now, what they are trying to tell, observe properly. Left shift to data. That's what they're telling. That means what will happen, sir? Like this, it will happen. Observe properly. This data, I want you to understand. No one I'm telling. Please do observe. This data will go and sit here. I'll just change the color. Okay. This 1 will go and sit here. Next, this 0 will go and sit here. Next, this 1 will come and sit here. This 1 will come and sit here. Next, this 0 will come and sit here. Now, these two data will be occupied. Sir, what about these two, sir? This 1 will go and sit here. This 0 will go and sit here. Instead of this, what will come, sir? Again, at last, what the data would be there, those things will come and sit. That means, see here, this data will come and sit here. Next, this data will come and sit here. Now, please tell me what will be the output. Don't you think the output is pretty simple? 0, 0, dash, dash, dash is what I have to tell. Dash, dash, dash. Next, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Is that clear for everyone? This is how the data will be manipulated if you are using the left shift operator. Sir, now what is the output, sir? You should tell me what is the output. Please categorize every 4 digit. Please categorize every 4 digit and tell me the answer. Or maybe assume that this is the binary data that I got. I'll just do one thing. Binary data, whatever I have got, I'm gonna write like this: 1 0 1 0 0 is what I'll write. I'll just do one thing. I'll just leave some space in between the datas. Okay. Okay, this is in the form of binary, correct, right? But when it comes to displaying the output on the console, how the output will be displayed on the console? I don't think it will not be displayed in the form of binary. Rather, it will be displayed in the form of decimal. Now tell me, conversion of binary to decimal. Already people are clearly, what I can tell, learned that. Based upon that, please tell me what will be the output. Please respond. What will be the output? Don't you think the base of binary is what? What is the base of binary? Very good, base 2. That means 2 power 0. 2 power 0 is what? I'll just tell 2 power 0 is 0 itself. Next, plus, plus, plus. 2 power again. See here. Please tell me what is the data? What is the data? 2 power 1. 2 power 1. What is 2 power 1? 2. But multiplied with 0 what? Again, it will become 0. That's the reason there is no value for this. Here also there is no value for that. Why? Because the data is 0. Similarly, if I just consider 2 power 2, is there any value? I know 2 power 2 is 4, but please multiply it with 0. That means whatever the data that you will be getting. See here, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 0 is 1. See here, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. All these things, please multiply with this data. If you multiply with this data, don't you think again I'll be getting the output as 0? That's the reason there is no meaning for initial 3 characters. That's the reason I'm not going to consider initial 3 characters for consideration, because ultimately the output is 0. Correct, right? That means 0 plus 0 plus 0. That is what the output that I'll be getting. And now I have neglected all these things. Please tell me this one and this one. That's what I have to tell in a very quick manner. I don't think 2 power 5, 2 power 5. This one 2 power 5 plus 2 power 5 multiplied by 1 plus 2 power 3 multiplied with 1. Now tell me what is 2 power 5? What is 2 power 5? It is pretty simple answer, direct answer. 2 power 5 is what? 32. I'll just tell 32 plus what is 2 power 3? 8. What is 32 plus 8? It is 40. That is what the output that you'll be getting on the console. If you tell print left shift 2, this is what the output that you'll be getting. Sir, all these things you have to do, sir. Guys, if you have enough experience and if you practice well, directly you can imagine these things in your mind and directly you can tell the answer. Is that fine? Okay, this is decimal data. Whatever the output that I got, that happens to be decimal data. That's how the data will be displayed on the console in the form of decimal. Now, please observe properly. For right shift operator, what will happen? I'm going to explain. When it comes to right shift operator, directly you may have to tell the answer. Please do respond. What will be the answer? I'll just tell like this. The data will be stored 0, 0, 0, dash, 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 something like that. I will tell. Next, 1, 0, 1, 0 is what the data that is there. Right shift. That means the data will be shifted right side. If the data is shifted right side, what will happen? Instead of this 1, what will come and sit? 0 will come and sit. That means that is what the data that is there here. See here. That is what the data that is there here. Is that clear? 0 will come and sit. See here, in this place 0 will come and sit. In this place also 0 will come and sit. Next, in this place, what will come and sit? 1 will come and sit. 1 will come and sit. Next, in this place, what will come and sit? In this place, what will come and sit? As I want you to observe. In this 0th place, don't you think 0 will come and sit? See here. This 0 will come and sit. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? That's what. Sir, is there any other character? Sir, no, there is no character. See here. Like this, the bits will be divided. So next, what will happen, sir? All this data will be 0. That's the reason I have not written. But if you want, I can just write 0, 0, dash, 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 something like that. You can just write, no issues. See here, what happened if you ask me? This data will be shifted here. Right shift 2. This data will be shifted here. Is that clear? Please do respond. That's what I'm expecting. Is that clear? So that's the reason 0, 0, 1, 0. Now tell me. I'll consider these two data. I'll just consider these two data. Directly, I'm going to write the answer. 1, 0 in binary. Fine. Please tell me the decimal. I hope directly you can tell the answer. 2 power 1 into, see here, 2 power 1 into 1. Why? Because that's what the data that is there. 2 power 1 into 1. Please tell me what is the output? 2 power 1 into 1. Don't you think it is 2? That is what the output that I'll be getting on the console. Sir, is that the case, sir? 100% I'll be getting the output on the console like that only. You only observe. As I have just taken only for 2 examples. That means I have just taught you the topic. You have to analyze for different examples, whatever I'll be giving. Observe properly. Just take the diagram. Let's take the diagram number 1 in session number 4. Diagram number 1. Okay. If you have taken the screenshot of diagram number 1, let me just do one thing. Let me just share you the Sublime text. See here. If I say if I execute 40 is the output. Similarly, if I say if I execute 2 is the output. Is that clear for everyone? Similarly, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. That means a couple of assignment is what I'll be giving. See here. 2 assignments I have given. 45 left shift 7. Next 78 left shift 2. If I say if I execute, I'll be getting some answer. I hope the people are aware of how to calculate this answer. Similarly, when it comes to right shift, there also I'll be giving 2 examples. There is 2 assignment is what I'll be giving. See here, 45 right shift 7, 78 right shift 2. If I say if I execute, I'll be getting some answer. Hope that you people are clearly aware of why I got the output like that. That means let's do the calculation, whatever I have shown you. Okay. Let me just go back to the operator session number 4. I'm going to paste it when it comes to example number 1. Similarly, example number 2.py. Example number 2.py. I'm going to consider that example number 2 and I'm going to paste it. Next, when it comes to output, I'll just tell here the output happens to be what is the output that I got? 40. And what is the output that here? It is 20. Here it is 20. Sorry, 2. Here it is 2. And if you want the output for these two things, I'll just tell this is 0. You have to do the calculation. No one I'm telling. And for this, the output happens to be 19. If I'm not wrong, we will just check it out. Yeah, 19. Next. Okay. If I say if I execute, okay, some syntax. Okay. 5760312. Okay, 5760312. Okay. Next for this one, 312. You just calculate for these things. I have explained you these two things, right? Similarly, you just calculate for these things. Okay. Shall I proceed with the next one? Please do respond yourself. Shall I proceed with the next one? That is the next operator. What is the next operator? Before me going with the next operator, I want you to tell the answer for this one. Let's see how many of them will tell the proper answer. So it is some note point is what I'm going to consider. I think I should have taken this point in bitwise operator. It's okay, fine, no issues. I'm going to consider the note. Observe. I'll just do one thing. It's very important, guys. Example number 3.py. It's a frequently asked MCQ question, whatever I have collected from a different company interviews. I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. This Sublime Text, I'm going to consider example number 3.py. When it comes to example number 3.py, directly you people should be telling the answer. What is true and false? It is what? False itself. Similarly, what is true or false? It is true itself. Why? Because if one of the bit is true, then it will be what? True. Directly you can just guess the answer. Similarly, what is true? True. X or false? It is true itself. Please refer the truth table, whatever I have given. Similarly, what is the complement of true? Complement of 1. Some of them might be getting confused and they will tell, sir, false. No, that is not the answer. It is some negative data. See here. Sir, how come you have told it is negative data, sir? Why? Because please check. I think I have explained you the methodology of how to calculate the complement, all those things. Correct, right? Negation of 1. Please check the 1's complement, add 1, 2's complement. In that 100% the MSB will be what? 0. That's the reason it is negative number. I told you, right? Negative number, but 2 you just calculate how you will be getting output as 2. Okay. Next. Sir, what about this one, sir? Negation of false. Negation of false. Okay. Please tell me if it is negation of false. Assume that if it is negation or is complement operator of false. I don't know what is the output that I'll be getting, but I can guess the output. That means, don't you think the output is in what? 0 means what? Please tell me. It's a positive number. Why? Because I know what is there in MSB. It's a positive number or negative number. Very good. It's a negative number. Is that clear? Guys, please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Let me just do one thing. Let me just copy this. Guys, these two things already I have explained in the previous session. Please refer the methodology, whatever I have used. I'll just do one thing. I'll just come back to session number 4, example number 3, paste it. And I'm going to consider the output as well. Okay, copy the output. I'm going to paste the output here. Okay, great. Please write the output after each and every print function. Next, we shall proceed with the next operator. Okay, sir, what is the next operator, sir? What is the next operator? Please do respond. After shift operator, what is the next operator? I want you to respond. What is the next operator? I think the next operator happens to what? Assignment operator, if I'm not wrong. Assignment operator. Okay, sir, how does this assignment operator will look like? This is how the assignment operator will look like. Equal to, it is not double equal to, equal to. Is that clear? Equal to means what? Assignment operator in Python. Sir, please take some examples, sir. 100% I'm going to consider the example. Observe properly. Yeah, fine. Observe properly here. I'll just do one thing. I'll just directly consider the topic name assignment operator. Okay. Let me just go back to the Sublime Text. Under this Sublime Text, I'm going to create a new folder. Maybe the folder name happens to be assignment operator is what I will tell. Under this assignment operator, let me just consider example number 1.py. When it comes to example number 1.py, under assignment operator, it is pretty simple. So here I've just taken a variable called as x. Within the variable called as x, I have just stored how many data? Only one data, that is what? 10 is what I have stored. Next, if I print x, what will be the output? 100% the data is what I'll be getting. Correct, right? I think all these things you have seen. Next, if I just execute the address, 100% I'll be getting the address. Guys, I'm assigning the data of some data. It may be list, it may be integer, it may be string within a variable. This is only called as what? Assignment operator. Is that fine? Next, one more thing is there. Assume that I want to add the data. Fine, I want to add 2 for the data. And again, I want to store it within the same variables here. If I tell x is equal to x plus 2, that means x plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12. Again, store within the same variable. Now, if I print, see here, if I just copy this, if I print, if I say, if I execute, observe properly. This is some other address which is pointing to the object called as 10. Next, this x will be pointing to 10, which is having the address 1000. Assume that that's what I will consider 1000, right? Yeah. Next, here I got a random unique address, but in general, I will be telling in the classes 1000, 2000, that like that. See here, 12. 10 plus 2 is what? 12. Now print 12. That's what the output that I got. Next, different address is I'll be getting. See here, different address. And now technically I can use this. Technically it's called as what? Assigning plus 2 for what? A variable. Something maybe in a different manner also I can write. Sir, how you can write, sir? Like this I can write. See here. I'll just tell like this, x plus equals to 2, same. If I copy, if I paste, see here, how many of them are able to understand? Guys, please do respond. I know here I got the output as 14. Why? Because previously the output of x was 12. That's the reason. But like this also we can tell. Technically, it is only called as what? Compound assignment. What it is called as? Compound assignment operator. That means plus equal to compound assignment operator. Is that clear? Compound assignment operator. Okay. I'll be taking for a star also. That means, yeah, sir, is there any compound assignment operator for star, sir? 100% it is there. Observe. I can just tell x is equal to x star 4. Like this also I can tell. I'm going to print you the x. I'll be getting the output. There is no issue in that. I'll just comment this. If I say, if I execute here, I got some data. 56 is what the data that I got. Instead of this, I can just tell like this also. Sir, how, sir? See here, 56 multiplied by, I'll just tell like this. Instead of plus, I'll just tell star. Star 4, I will tell 56 multiplied by 4. You only observe the output. Print x. So here, I got the output as what? 224. Is that clear? That means compound assignment operator. Instead of telling like this also we can tell short form. Okay. I'm going to copy this. I'll just come back to session number 4. I'll just consider example number 1.py. Under this example number 1.py, let me just paste it. And I'm going to paste the output as well. You people should write the proper output. When it comes to output, I'm going to consider the output. Okay, paste. Here I'll just tell 1000. I will tell. You know, right? If you would have attended my session, previous session, then you'll understand why I'll be writing 1000, 2000, just for your reference. That's it. Okay. Now, observe properly. Let me just consider the heading happens to be compound assignment operator. If any operator is written in LHS of the assignment operator, that means LHS means what? See here, left hand side of the assignment operator, then technically it is called as what? Compound assignment operator. As in the interview, if they're asking what do you mean by compound assignment operator, your answer will be very simple. If any operator is written in the LHS of assignment operator, then it is called as what? Compound assignment operator. Sir, do you have compound assignment operator for only addition or multiplication? Sir, no. There are plenty of compound assignment operator like this here. In Python, there are many compound assignment operators. There are many compound assignment operators as follows. See here, like this, many compound assignment operators are there. Okay, great. Let me just consider another example. We'll see how many of them will tell the proper answer for this one. Still, many of them will be having the doubt for this particular topic, whatever I'm going to consider. So why, sir? Why? Because they would have learned this topic in Java. That's the reason they'll be having confusion. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider example number 2. I will take example number 2.py. Okay, great. I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. In this Sublime Text, I'm going to consider that example number 2.py. In this example number 2.py, please observe and tell me the answer. I'll consider x happens to be 10. I will tell x plus plus. Like how you have learned in Java. Next, before x plus plus, I will try to print x. If I print x, you know what is output 10. After x plus plus, if I print x, what is the output? Do you think I'll be getting 12? Or do you think I'll be getting 14? Or do you think I'll be getting something else? You only observe 100%. Technically, it is called as what? Increment operator. Pre-increment or post-increment? Post-increment or pre-increment concept or post-decrement pre-decrement concept is not at all there in Python. That means, sir, what is the output, sir? You only observe if the concept is not there in Python. Only thing the output is what? Syntax error. Is that clear? This is what the output that I got. I'm going to copy this. Let me just come back to the notes. Operator session 4. Paste it here. This is what the output that I got. Okay. Next, I'm going to consider another example. Observe properly. Let me just come back to Sublime Text. In this Sublime Text, I'll consider example number 3.py. When it comes to example number 3.py, it's also pretty simple. This time, what I'll do, I'll just consider a decrement is what I'll just consider here. Post decrement operator. Before this, if I print 100%, I'll be getting the output. There is no issue in that. Print x. But afterwards, if you're trying to print x 100%, you'll not be getting the output. Why, sir? Why? Because there is nothing called as post decrement operator in Python. If I execute here, I got the output as what? Invalid syntax. That is syntax error. I'll just do one thing. I'll just paste it as the output. Okay. Let me just copy this. Let us just come back to the operator session number 4 and example number 3.py. Here I'm going to paste it. Okay. Now you people got the clarity that there is nothing called as pre increment, post increment. Now, please do observe. If I just consider example number 4.py, it's pretty important, guys. In the technical MCQs, they'll be asking this kind of question. Observe properly. I'll just consider example number 4.py. In this example number 4.py, I want each one of you to observe properly. What is the output of this? What is the output of this? By seeing, guys, when it comes to if you are using post increment operator, post decrement operator, you'll be getting the output as what? Invalid syntax. But here, if you consider like this, please tell me, print x33 is what the output that I'll be getting. No issue here. Sir, what about here, sir? Here also, I'll be getting the output as what? 33. Why? Because it will treat this data as not what I can tell pre-decrement, rather minus into minus plus. That's the reason I'll be getting the output as what? 33. So here 33 is what the output that I got. Sir, if I do like this minus x and if I print x, what is the output, sir? You only observe 33. Do you think this minus will be considered? Yes or no? Do you think this minus will be considered? No. That means, guys, there is no value for this particular minus x. That means here I'm not doing anything here. So directly you just print it, sir. I'll just do one thing. I'll just cut it. I'll just paste it here itself so that within the print function it is having the value. I'll paste it. And now also I'll just tell like this. Now observe the change in the output. Yes, these two things would remain same. But please observe the line number 4. If I save, if I execute, observe the output. Minus means what? It will just consider the negative data minus 33. Is that clear? Here minus into minus cancel plus. That's the reason I got the output like that. Sir, what about the output for this one, sir? I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it here. Here I'll just tell minus into minus plus into minus. That's the reason the output is what? Again minus 33. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. Similarly, what will be the output for this one? If I consider like this, y, you know what is the output. Next, copy this. I'm going to paste it. Here I'll just tell plus y. Here I'll just tell plus y. Here I'll just tell minus plus y. Next, minus plus y. Observe. 20, no issue. 20, no issue. Minus y because minus into plus minus. Sir, why it is plus 20, sir, here? Why? Because minus into minus plus into plus. That's the reason. Here, why minus 20, sir? Why? Because minus into plus minus. Is that clear? I hope these things are very simple and easily you can understand. Is that clear for everyone? I want you to respond. Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. What is the answer for this? We'll see how many of them will tell the answer for this one. What is the answer for this one? 3 plus 33. It will not increment and all. No. 3 plus 33. 3 plus 33. What is the answer? 36. See here. 36 is what the answer that I got. I'll just do one thing. I'll just completely copy the program. I'm going to come back to the notes. That is session number 4. Example number 4 is very important, guys. Maybe because in the technical MCQs, they might be asking the question. Provided if you would have written the notes properly. That means after each and every print function, if you have written some arrow mark and if you're writing the output, then easily you can revise if they're asking in the interview. Is that clear? Now what I'll do, I'm going to give you some note point. Sir, what kind of note point, sir? That means pre-increment, post-increment, all those concepts are not there in Python. That's what I'm going to give. See here. I'll just consider some note point. In case of Python, or I'll just tell in Python, there is no post-increment or pre-increment operation. There is post-increment, post-decrement operation. But if you try to perform pre-increment or pre-decrement, then there is no change in the output. That means inside print function, if we take plus or minus, then it will be considered as what? Operator. What kind of operator? It will be considered as addition and subtraction operator. Addition and subtraction operator. Is that clear? But simply if you just take outside, there is no value for that. There is no value for pre-increment or pre-decrement. There is no value for that. Is that fine? Okay, great. Let me just copy this. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, great. Let me just go back to the next operator. Totally, I have taught you how many operators? 7 operator I have taught. The next one happens to be the 8th one. Okay, sir, which is the eighth operator, sir? The eighth operator is pretty simple, which is that ternary operator. Ternary operator. Okay, sir, what do you mean by ternary operator? It is pretty simple. Observe properly. When it comes to ternary operator, first of all, please understand, if I use only one operand, forget about operator. Fine. See here, if I use only one operator and one operand, then it is called as what? Unary operator. Unary operator. Similarly, if I use two operands, a plus b, then it is called as what? Binary operator. It is called as what? Binary operator. Similarly, if I am using three operands, then it is called as what? Ternary operator. If I'm using three operands, then it is called as what? Ternary operator. That means a plus b minus c. It is ternary operator. Is that clear? That means I'm using three operands. That's the reason it is called as what? Ternary operator. That means if someone is asking you what is the meaning of ternary operator, it's a mechanism where we will use greater than or equal to three operands. Sir, is it compulsory that we have to use three, sir? No. But minimum three should be there. Sir, maximum? Yeah, you can use 10, 20, 30. How many operator you want, you can just consider. That means, see here, if I just paste it, it's a mechanism where we will use greater than or equal to three operands. Here I have just used only three operands. Sir, more than three we can take, sir. 100% you can consider more than three operands. Don't worry, I'm going to consider the example. I'll just do one thing. First, observe properly. We'll be writing the definition for unary and binary operator. It's pretty simple, right? See here. Let me just copy this, paste it. It's a mechanism where we will use exactly one operand. Exactly one operand. That's it. Next, it's a mechanism where we will use exactly two operands. Exactly two operands. That's it. Not more than two or not less than two. Is that fine? Next, let me just consider some examples so that people will be getting some clarity. Observe properly. I'll just do one thing. Example number 1.py. Example number 1.py. I'll just do one thing. This example number 1 I'll be taking as a program. Sir, how, sir? You only observe. Write a program to take two numbers from the end user and display the greatest of two number. I hope the same example I have taught you. The same example I have taught you. Where I have taught you? Please do respond. Where I have taught you? Think and answer. Where I have taught you that? Very good. Under if else condition I have taught you that, if I'm not wrong. Correct, right? See here, write a program to take two numbers from the user and display the greatest number among them. First, let me just consider the approach number 1. I'll just do one thing. Example number 1, that is approach number 1. That is the normal approach what we people will be using the if else condition. Sir, what about using ternary operation, sir? Don't worry, I'm going to teach you the ternary operator also. That means how to get the output using ternary operator. The normal approach is example number 1.py. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this ternary operator. Copy this. Go back to Sublime Text. In this Sublime Text, I'm going to consider a new folder under operators, new folder, that is ternary operator. When it comes to ternary operator, I'm going to consider the first example number 1.py. Okay. Observe properly, guys. It is pretty simple. Now I'm telling you, it is pretty simple, provided you have to understand in a very better manner. What they have asked me to collect two numbers from the user. That's the reason I have told enter the first number, enter the second number. After telling that, I'm just storing those two data within a variable called as A and within variable called as B. Next, normal approach. If A is greater than B, then print the greatest number is A. If B is else, B is the greatest number. It's a normal approach using if else conditions here. Don't you think this is the normal approach? The greatest number is what? A. Similarly, what is the greatest number? B. If A is not greater than B, then 100% B should be greater. If I save, if I execute, observe the output. I have entered the number happens to be 20. I have entered the number happens to be 30. Then which is the greater number? 30 is the greatest number. Similarly, if I execute the same example, I will take 30. I'll just take 40. I'll just take 20. Don't you think A is greater than B? 40 is greater than 20. That's the reason the greatest number is what? 40. Now, this is the normal approach. This is the normal approach. Sir, then what about ternary approach, sir? Let me just do one thing. Let me just copy this normal approach on the console first. That means on the notes. Later we'll see the ternary approach. I'll just tell the output. Two variations is what I have taken. Let me just consider those two output also. Copy the first one, paste it here, and copy the second one as well. Okay, where is the second one? Okay, great. Let me just copy this. I'm gonna paste it here. Approach number two. That means here, instead of normal approach, I'll just tell ternary operator approach. Is that clear? Instead of normal approach, I'm going to consider it as what? Ternary operator approach. Ternary operator approach. That is example number 2.py is what I'll consider. Example number 2.py. I want each one of you to observe properly so that easily I will explain. Easily you also understand. I'll just consider example number 2.py. Okay. Observe properly now. When it comes to ternary approach, it is pretty simple. I'll just do one thing. I'll just take the two inputs from the end user. That is same. That would remain same. There is no doubt in that. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it same. But I'm not going to write this one. So then what you will write, sir? You only observe. Please observe, guys. No one I'm telling. Please observe properly. I will tell like this. Print greatest of the two numbers. Greatest of two numbers is. Okay, sir. Where is the greatest of two numbers, sir? Assume that is there within a variable called as. I'll just consider result. Now, line number 3 is very important. Observe properly. Result equals to A. If in case A is greater than B. Else result will be B. Sir, what, sir? Something and all you are teaching. Some different line of code. Till now we have not seen. Yes, 100%. Technically, it is called as what? Ternary operator. Is that fine? Why? Because 3 operators will be included. That means more than a 3 operator. Sir, more than 3 operator, where, sir? You only observe how many operators are there. Please do observe. Equal to operator, greater than operator, and here also I'm just comparing one operator. Is that fine? Observe properly. If I save, if I execute, it's asking the first number. I'll just tell 10. Second number 20. I will tell the greatest of two numbers is 20. Next, I'm gonna save, execute. Here I'll just tell what is the last output that I have taken. Let me just see that. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna consider the last. Okay, it's 10, 20. Now what I'll do, I'll just tell 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. That means I should show you that first number also will be treated as greatest. Is that clear? Please do respond. How many of them are able to understand the ternary operator? I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to the session number 4, paste it, and I'm going to consider the output as well. Okay, when it comes to output, same. Don't you think the same output? So here I'm going to copy this, minimize this, paste it here, and I'm going to copy this one because whatever the output that I got is what I'm just copying. That's it. Apart from that, nothing else. Let me just paste it here. Okay. Now tell me how many of them are able to understand example number 2, that is ternary approach. Okay, what is the program that I have to take? What is the program? I think program or what I have taken. See, I write a program to take 2 numbers, all those things I have taken. Next, observe properly. I want you to observe. Please observe here. Let me just do one thing. Let me just scroll down. Another example I'll consider. Another example. Okay, sir, what is the next example, sir? This time I'll be taking 3 numbers. That means write a program to take 3 numbers from the user and display the greatest among the 3 numbers. That's what the program that they have asked. Now, normal approach I will take. Ternary operator approach also I will take. Normal approach, ternary operator approach. Normal approach I will write. Ternary operator approach you should write. See here. Example number 2, 3 I will take. Example number 3.py. Here I'll just consider example number 4.py. I hope already example number 3.py I have discussed. That means how to print the greatest of 3 numbers using if else condition, all those things I have told using normal approach. Okay, sir. How the normal approach? I think I have given that normal approach as an assignment, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember, but 100% I have solved that particular program in the class. That means I have discussed that program in the class. Now tell me, if A is greater than B and if A is greater than C, then I can just conclude A is the greatest. If B is greater than A and B is greater than C, I can conclude that B is the greatest. If not, I'll just tell, see here, C is the greatest. As I hope you people should not be having any sort of doubt in this particular example. See here, Is that clear? Please do respond. Instead of else, it is elif. Okay. Now, I have just taken 3 numbers from the end user and I have just checked. If A is greater than B and C, then A is the greatest. If not, if B is greater than A and C, then B is the greatest. If both the conditions are false, then ultimately C is the greatest number. If I execute, I'll just tell 10, 20, 30, don't you think 30 will be the greatest number? Is that clear? I cannot take all the combination, but I hope you people are able to understand very clearly. I'll just do one thing. Example number 3 output is what I have executed, and I'll just paste the program as well. Let me just copy this. I'm gonna go back to the notes. I have pasted. You don't worry about that. I have pasted. Example 4, you worry about that. Example number 4.py. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider the same example number. So here, let me just copy this. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna paste it. Now you people should tell me. Assume that these things, let it be there. Later I'll just erase. Let it be there. Later I'll just erase. Please tell me what is the, that means how to solve that. Please do respond. How to solve? I don't think it is pretty simple, but you have to think. That's it. It's pretty simple that you have to think. Think and answer. As normal approach, you understood. Very good. That means, see here, I will copy this. I will copy this. I will paste it. See here, result equal to A. Greatest of three number is result equal to A. If in case A is greater than B and A is greater than C, else B. Please consider B. If in case B is greater than C, is that fine? Sir, why sir you're not taking B is greater than A? Why? Because don't you think it is clear that if this condition fails, then only this condition will be getting true. That means, as if A is greater than B, then why the condition will go for the else block? No, it will not go. Correct, right? Please observe, guys. There's nothing called as elif. If you are writing, what I can tell, ternary approach method, there is nothing called as elif. Like this only you have to write. Please try to understand. Result equals to A if A is greater than B and C. Else the result will be B if in case B is greater than C. If all the condition fails, then what is the output? C is the output. So please execute, sir. We will see the output. I'm going to remove this. Guys, being a developer, going ahead, you have to reduce the line of code. As directly day one, if I teach you this, will you understand? Maybe some of them might tell now also we're not understanding. That is secondary. You people would have learned a control flow, that is if else condition, all those things. If you are aware, then you will understand in a very better manner. If I save, if I execute, see here, I'll just tell a 30. Next, I'll just tell 20. Next, I'll just tell 35. See which is the greatest of all the number. 35 is the greatest of all the number. Is that clear? Like this, you just give the different sort of input. 100% it will work. The logic, whatever I have taught it will work 100%. I'll just consider this happens to be the output. And wrong approach. Many of them will write the wrong approach. Sir, how they will be writing the wrong approach? Sir, like this they will write. Observe. Guys, never ever do like this. No one I'm telling. This is the wrong approach. Observe how exactly you'll be writing the wrong approach. Also, I will teach you. Listen properly. Like this, you'll write right. If A is greater than B is greater than C, else B. If B is greater than C, else 4. Like this, you will tell. That is result equals to A. Like this, you will tell. No, this is the wrong approach. No one I'm telling it's the wrong approach. So please try to give the second number as the largest. Next, first number is the largest, sir. If you want, I'll do that. No issue in that. I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. Already we have seen a third number as greatest. Next, what I'll do, I'll just make the first number as greatest. 30, 20, 10. See here, first number is the greatest. I'll copy this, come back to the notes. I'm going to paste it. Next, I'll make the second number as the greatest. Observe properly. I'll just do one thing. I'll just say this, execute this. 10, 30, 20. Second number is the greatest. Okay, let me just come back to the notes. I'm going to paste it. Okay. Hope everyone are able to understand. Is that clear? Please do remember the wrong approach, whatever you have learned. That means whatever you have learned, please never ever write the wrong approach. This approach is very important. Practice, practice, practice. That's it. If you practice, it will come. If not, it will not come. Okay. Please highlight the wrong approach. Never ever commit that mistake if you're writing the programming. Is that clear? Now, write a program to take 3 numbers from the user and display the smallest among them. It's pretty simple for me. Directly, I'll just consider the ternary approach, ternary operator approach. If you want the normal approach also, I can consider if you want. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it. Example. I'll not execute. Trust me, I'll not execute. Example number of 5.py. Enter the first number. Okay. The smallest number is. Copy this. Paste it here. Paste it here. Instead of this, I'll just tell less than. If A is less than B, and if A is less than C, then I can just come to a conclusion that A is the smallest number. If A is less than, if B is less than A, and if B is less than C, I can come to a conclusion that B is the smallest. If not, that is the smallest. That is C is the smallest. First number, second number, third number. The smallest number is, which is the smallest number? Don't you think the smallest number happens to be 10? Is that fine? That is A. Whatever the data that I have entered for A. Next approach is important. So what is it, sir? Ternary operator approach. Ternary operator approach. Observe. Ternary operator approach is very important. Let me just go back to the ternary operator approach. What is the example number? I think example number 6. Example number 6.py. When it comes to example number 6, I'll just do one thing. I'll just quickly copy the example number 4, whatever I have taken. Example number 4, whatever I have taken, I'll just quickly copy that. Okay. I'll just paste it. What is the only change that I have to do? Think and answer. What is the only change that I have to do? Don't think I have to just tell if A is less than B and if A is less than C, then I can come to a conclusion that A is the smallest. If not, print B as the result only if B is less than C. Else print C as the smallest. Here I'll just tell smallest, I will tell. Okay, is that clear, guys? I have not executed the program. Same output. Nothing changed in the output. Same output. Is that clear? I hope people are able to understand the ternary approach, how to write that. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? I want a response from your side. Okay, great. And please don't write the wrong logic. Wrong logic also I will show it for you. Like this you will write. Please never do that. Normally I'm telling. Don't write the wrong logic in the interview. Is that fine? This is what the right logic. There's nothing called as like this. Ternary operator. See here, more than 3 operators are included. That's the reason ternary operator. Is that fine? Don't you think instead of writing 6 lines of code, easily we can get the output in a single line? Is that fine? Okay, this also I can eliminate by taking in a single line. I can take the input. Yes or no? In a single line I can take the input. Sir, how, sir? Put some comma, cut it, paste it here, cut it, paste it here, remove these things. You just tell A comma B comma C equal to, okay, next. Okay. Is that possible now? Is that possible to get the output? Here, I have not stored within a variable called as result. Directly, I'm just printing the result on the console. Sir, is that possible, sir? We'll see, is that possible? Example number 6, I'll consider. I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. In the Sublime Text, I'm going to consider example number 6.py. Paste it. If I save, if I execute, it will be asking 3 number. I'll just tell 10, 20, 30. The smallest of 3 number is 10. How many of them are able to understand? In a single line, I was able to write all the things. This is what the beauty of Python. Being a Python developer, easily you can just adopt to the changes, provided if you people are aware of the concept in a very better manner. That's very important. Simply without knowing the concept, you cannot reduce the line of code. Is that clear? I see here. Only 2 lines of code. Only 2 lines. Is that fine? Don't you think it's appreciated in the industry if you're writing instead of 10 lines, if you're writing 2 lines of code as a Python developer, it will be appreciated. That's the reason, please learn that. Being a Python developer, this is what the advantage that you'll be getting. And it's a disadvantage. So what is the disadvantage, sir? You should remember that, right? That is very important. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Assume that if the numbers are equal, then what will happen? If the numbers are equal, assume that 10 will be equal. Don't you think it will fail? It will fail. That's the reason I'll be taking one more program. You just give a try. Maybe in the next session, I'm going to explain how to do that. Okay. That means here, what is the assignment that I'll be giving? Write a program to collect 2 numbers from the end user. That means you have to take the 2 numbers from the end user and you have to check whether the numbers are same or not, or which is smaller or greater. That means if the number are same, you have to display the output as what? Both the numbers are equal. If first number is smaller than second number, you have to just display first number is smaller than second number. Next, first number is greater than second number. If the first number is greater than second number, you may have to print first number is greater than second number. Is that fine? It's a pretty simple assignment, whatever I'm giving. Please try to do that. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? I know you people will not do that. It's okay. Let me just give you the logic. I think it's pretty simple. If I try to give the assignment also, you'll not do that. I'm damn sure about that. That's the reason, without wasting the time, maybe in this session itself, I'm going to explain that. Observe properly. Directly, I'll just write the program. It's a pretty simple. Example number 7.py. 7.py. You should keep these things in mind. That means in which manner the user is expecting the output. I'll just go back to Sublime Text. In the Sublime Text, I'm going to consider example number 7.py. Observe. Sir, what's or something and all, you paste it, but we're not able to understand. See here, enter the first number, enter the second number. Assume that the user is entering the first number. Just give me a minute. I'll just tell comma, I'll just cut it. I'm going to paste it here. Reduce the font size. I'll just come back here. Okay. Please do observe. Let me just tell A, comma B. Let me just consider A, comma B. Okay. Next, let me just remove this. Guys, what they're telling here, both the numbers are equal. Print both the numbers are equal on the console if A is equal to B. That's true. Else, what you have to do? Please observe. Else, what you have to do? First number is greater than second number. Else, you may have to print first number is greater than second number. Correct, right? See here, first number is greater than second number. If A is less than B. If A is less than B, what do you have to print? First number is smaller than second number. If not, it is not equal, it is not lesser, then 100% output will be what? It is greater than the second number. I hope all of you are able to understand. Let me just do one thing. Let me just copy this. I'm going to come back for the notes. Okay. I would like to paste it. Guys, see here. If A is equal to B, print this on the console. Else, print this on the console. If A is less than B, else print this on the console. That's it. Sir, please execute, sir, so that we'll be able to understand, sir. 100% I'm going to execute. I'll just do one thing. I'll just save, execute, enter the first number 10. I will tell. Second number 10 also I will tell. See here, both numbers are equal. Let me just copy this. Come back to the notes, output. Maybe 3 output also I will just show it to you. You don't worry about that. That means 3 possible ways also I'll show it to you. Next, let me just come back to the Sublime Text. In this Sublime Text, I'll just do one thing. I'll just save it, execute this. 20 I will tell, or else 10 I will tell, 20 I will tell. First number is smaller than second number. That is true, correct, right? First number is smaller than second number. Last one, I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider 20 and 10 so that I'll be getting the output as what? First number is greater than second number. If I execute, 20 I will tell, 10 I will tell. First number is greater than second number. Is that clear? So although I might be doing in a very fast manner, it doesn't mean that I'm going in a very, what I can tell, inappropriate manner. 100% no. All these things I have thought. That's the reason I'm just executing in a very fast manner. That's it. Is that clear? Are you able to understand this program? Program number 7 is very important. Please mark this as important. Is that clear? Shall I proceed further, guys? Please do respond. Shall I proceed further? Now, successfully you have learned ternary operator. Successfully I have learned ternary operator. Guys, this ternary operator approach most oftenly we'll be using in the advanced Python level. Okay, please try to learn this. It's very important. And you people are clear level of what is unary operator, what is binary operator, and is there any scope for pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement. That's also you have learned. Next, compound assignment operator also you have learned in this session. Next, assignment operator you have learned. Next, you have learned bitwise left shift operator, bitwise right shift operator is what you have learned in session number 4. Is that clear? Please do respond. Sir, still how many topics are there, sir? I think another one more session is what I'm going to consider. That's it. In the next session, I'm going to wind up the operator concept. Some chota session. That's it. Is that clear? Actually, I thought of doing only 4 sessions. It's okay, fine. A 5th session is explaining the last operator. What is the last operator? The last operator happens to be special operator, and I'll be explaining you the operator precedence. That is very important. And I'm going to quickly recap whatever I have done. That's it. Is that clear? Okay. Thank you so much for watching session number 4 of operator. And we will see in the next session. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.